To stir up the transgressive and taboo in the art of seduction is to tempt someone into the forbidden, stirring a sense of excitement and danger that lies outside the boundaries of their usual experience. When you introduce an element of the forbidden, you ignite their curiosity and spark a powerful attraction by challenging societal norms or even their own moral compass. The act of pushing against these boundaries creates a heightened level of engagement, as people are often drawn to what they're told they cannot have. This tactic relies on the allure of stepping outside societal restrictions, awakening desires they may have kept hidden, even from themselves. By becoming a conduit to these repressed desires, you deepen your influence, showing them aspects of their own personality that they may have ignored or avoided. Humans are inherently curious and, at times, fascinated by the things they shouldn't explore. This fascination with the forbidden, though often buried, can become a powerful motivator once stirred. To use this strategy, it's essential to gauge your target's comfort zones, boundaries, and even hidden fascinations. Start by subtly introducing thoughts or actions that lie just outside their usual comfort. For instance, make casual references to things that might be considered controversial, but don't fully reveal your thoughts. By broaching topics that are just dangerous enough, you create a sense of intrigue and an invitation for them to follow you further. The challenge of crossing these lines creates an internal tug-of-war for them, and their curiosity will often propel them forward. A key component in stirring up the transgressive is understanding what feels taboo for the specific person you're targeting. What's forbidden or shocking to one person may be mundane to another, so it's important to understand where they personally draw the line between acceptable and forbidden. This can be gleaned from their reactions to certain jokes, their openness to certain topics, and their body language when controversial subjects come up. Through these cues, you begin to understand where their own personal taboos lie, allowing you to approach the subject with sensitivity and subtlety. An indirect approach is often best. Instead of encouraging them to break taboos outright, make it feel as though these ideas are an organic part of your personality. This allows them to safely explore these urges through you, gradually becoming more comfortable with the darker or more controversial aspects of their own desires. Bringing out the taboo in someone is not solely about crossing boundaries. It's about introducing them to a new, more daring version of themselves. In this phase, you can lead them into the seductive fantasy of self-discovery, exploring who they could be without limitations. This sense of becoming someone new or shedding layers of their previous self can be exhilarating. They will feel like they're exploring the uncharted parts of their psyche, a process that you subtly guide. As you encourage them to embrace their transgressive side, they begin to associate you with this feeling of freedom, making you feel essential to their growth and emotional release. By inviting them to engage with their forbidden thoughts or desires, you allow them a release that feels thrillingly liberating, which can be incredibly addictive. Another aspect of this approach is its potential for secrecy. For many people, the idea of sharing a secret or engaging in something hidden from the world feels thrilling, creating a powerful bond that is rooted in trust. Suggesting the potential for a hidden or dangerous connection subtly invites them into a kind of shared intimacy, one that only the two of you understand. This sense of secrecy is magnetic, building a private world around the two of you, separate from the conventions of everyday life. In this private space, they feel safe to express desires and thoughts they would never share elsewhere, and you become an irreplaceable part of their life as a result. Additionally, bringing the transgressive into play can open up a new dimension of sensuality. Often, the forbidden or controversial carries a heightened sense of sensuality because it challenges societal norms. Breaking these norms in private, even if only slightly, infuses their connection with a sense of rebellion and intensity. The thrill of doing something they shouldn't can amplify their attraction to you, as they're suddenly living in a heightened, adrenaline-fueled state. This delicate dance of pushing and pulling them closer to what they may consider off-limits creates a feedback loop where they crave both the forbidden experience and the person who has introduced it to them. Ultimately, Stirring the transgressive is about challenging them to face the side of themselves they've long avoided or denied. You help them confront aspects of their identity that societal norms may have convinced them to hide, creating a seductive bond based on trust, intimacy, and a feeling of being truly understood. When they realize they can share these parts of themselves with you without fear of judgment, you occupy a unique and irreplaceable space in their life. And this powerful bond, built on the freedom to be fully oneself, creates a level of connection that is both profoundly deep and nearly impossible to break. In leading someone down this path, however, it is essential to balance the lure of the forbidden with respect for their personal limits. The goal is not to push someone so far they feel uncomfortable or unsafe, but to offer them a safe way to explore what they desire on some level. The art of stirring up the taboo lies in making them feel both at ease and excited by this journey, giving them an experience of freedom and release. When they finally embrace these aspects of themselves, they will feel deeply grateful to the person who showed them this part of their nature. As they associate these feelings with you, you become the guide who has unlocked a previously hidden world for them, a role that grants you a profound and lasting influence in their lives.